How to get so friggin' jacked people think you're on the gear. All right, disclaimer. I already took my shot, as is tradition, but then I rambled on and it was not concise. And I'm trying not to waste your guys' time. I've written down the points, the bullet points to feed you the information. But since it's a tradition to do the shot, I gotta do another one for the sake of the video. Oh no! Whoa, dude! 2 shots of whiskey in one freaking day, dude! Wow! Make it just a little tongue tickler. Here's some more games. Check out the pumpkins. Woo! We're almost out. Put the freaking payload, the sweet nectar, back in the Earth's core. Let's get into the meat and taters of the video. While you clicked on it, you're patiently waiting. Tell me how to get so friggin' big that people think I'm on a bunch of freaking gear, dude. So, as context, quick layout of context. A year and 4 months, 5 months ago, something like that. This was my build, this is my physique. I'm talking about how I'm only training arms. I'm starting to notice a little bit of spillover gains in the rest of my body. People are mostly trolling me. Some people are inspired that I'm finding a way to work out still. But the general consensus or view of my physique was like, yeah, he's natural. And like, you know, his upper body is lacking in some areas. He's only hitting his arms. Arms are kind of impressive. Okay, cool. And then your boy went to freaking work. He went to work. He got obsessive. He freaking zeroed in on the weights, the dumbbells, and started absolutely swelling up his freaking body. And here we are now, tipping the scales at over 215 freaking pounds. Gained a little bit of fat for sure. I'm trying to cut down. It's coming. I'm going to get back down to like 205, freaking diced up, ripped. And now the comments have shifted from, ooh, are you on TRT? Oh, he's probably not natural. Some people still saying I'm natural. Like, it's the scales are tipping a little. And people coming in instead of being like, this is oh, fuck, you're not allowed to say that anymore. Maybe I'll bleep it out. Fuck, shit, cock, bitch, cock. This is stupid that you're training just your arms, man. That's not how it works. It's not how you grow your body, blah, blah, blah. You're an idiot. You fucking learn how the body works. This isn't how the body works. Now, those comments have been replaced with, you're not lying to us. Anybody who thinks he's actually telling the truth about only training arms is a friggin' idiot. He's actually a friggin' psychopath who decided to just lie and make up this big story so that he could only train arms. For what reason? But that's the new shit. Maybe you're not natural. Maybe you're actually hitting all your chest, your back, and your shoulders. There's no way you could get some development in those things just training arms. So my point is that I realize, you know, I'm not the most massive muscle monster of all time, okay? But generally speaking, you can see the transition, how I've layered on a lot of additional muscle, and how the view of my physique has shifted some, and we're just gonna take that and run with it and say that people are thinking these things. And if you wanna build this insane amount of muscle that people are going to ask the same questions about you, which I take that as a compliment. Some people might be clicking on this going, why would I want to be able to? That means people, they can't conceptualize in their little weak little minds that you could potentially achieve this thing naturally. So to me, that's the biggest compliment ever. I want one day, my dream, an aspiration. After this, I'll get into the points, I swear. Stay with me. Is to have one of these natty or not people review me, review my trajectory, my journey, not yet, but soon to come, and potentially declare, I mean, they could, whatever judgment, but to say, I think he's not natural, and people are going to have their own opinions, but at the end of the day, I know what I'm doing, and I could take that to my grave with me, that this, you know, Greg Doucette, or More Plates, More Dates, this is an ambition of mine, to do a natty or not. That would be an absolute glorious day, and to say, this guy's a freak, and he's taking roids, and he's lying to you. And I will go, we made it. We made it. Because I know that I did it naturally. I know the truth in my own heart, so that's a goal of mine. So anyways, that should be a compliment. That's how, you know, we're framing this thing. People accuse you of that kind of stuff. All right, back on the track, the direct rails to the information delivery that you want. Just click on the video tolerated. All of my yammering on about bullshit. 3 things that you should do to get yourself this freaking jack that people think you're a goddamn testosterone infused, python swolled up freaking abomination of a muscular man. Number one strategy that I did is to remove junk volume. What does that mean? Junk volume is a term that gets thrown around all over the place. Not exact definition. How I'm going to define it here is when you do sets, let's say at least 5 sets of an exercise where you rest in the 1 to 2.5 minute range, and you use a moderate weight. Okay, to me that's junk volume. And this is maybe going to be controversial. Again, if you're a beginner, just show this will be fine. Don't worry, you can go do that shit and you'll see results. But to go from freaking built up some mass to potentially roid freak lying about injecting himself status, which is what we're all striving for. Dream big. Given that we've defined that as the end destination, the pinnacle of life, human existence, of a thing to aim for, well then to get there, getting rid of sets like that is what you want to do. Okay, so what your workout should look like then is primarily 2 categories are what you want to focus on. Either you're chasing a pump or you're chasing strength. To chase strength, you want a longer rest window. You got a superset, I think, whether you're training legs, chest and back or arms. I think you should use opposing muscle groups and superset. If you're doing your freaking bis and tris together, then you hit your triceps, you rest 3 to 5 minutes. Then you hit your biceps and you rest 3 to 5 minutes, and you chase strength. And you do, not a ridiculous amount of rounds of that, like 3 to 5 rounds of that, where you're letting your body come close to full recovery and you're pushing the maximum amount of weight. Pick the rep range for arms. I think you should still work in a higher rep range, but you're trying to get as strong as you can in that upper rep range. I'm freaking pumping out the 115-pound dumbbell for 12 reps here. So you don't need to be in a low. People say, oh, that's lightweight. It's like, wow, is 115 pounds light, mother? Behind your head? Extending it up. Is that light to you? But you could do the 8 to 12 rep range if you wanted. You could if you really want to get freaky with it, the 6 to 10, that's maybe better suited for like your compound lifts for your legs and your back. For your arms, the elbow joint is probably going to start to bark at you. Higher rep range will alleviate that. You chase strength with that kind of structure, or you chase a pump where you do a really low rest time, like 30 seconds, supersetting back and forth. Hit your tris, rest 30 seconds to a minute, hit your bis, and do drop sets, and do partials. Things that maximize the pump. And the main variable you're manipulating here, which is something that a lot of people don't focus on, is the rest time. Simply changing the rest time in between sets. If you extend it really long and chase reps and try to push heavy weight, you're going to be building strength. If you trim that rest time down and you superset back and forth, you pop, 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 you're really not letting that muscle recover. You're chasing a pump. And the stuff in between these two extremes, over extended periods of time experimenting, I found to just not be that potent of a stimulus in producing those freaking looking like you're secretly sticking something in your buttocks and lying about it results, okay? So that's my take on the junk volume over and over again. Every time I come back to it, I'm like, this just doesn't hit anymore. Maybe in the beginning it works well, but I think you want to go extreme chasing a pump, blasting the muscle, getting as much blood in there, lactic acid, burn, swell up as possible, or you rest to full recovery and focus on moving weight. You land in that middle zone, which a lot of people end up being in, where you're at a moderate weight, you're resting 1 to 2 minutes, you're doing a whole bunch of rounds of this, you're not really pushing to your maximum output of strength that you could, you're not really maximizing your pump by doing some psychotic low rest, freaking drop set, super set, partial rep shit. That's bars. That I think you should put all your energy into those two things and do half your workout in the beginning with strength and the second half with pump is the simplest way to do it. Or alternate workouts where this workout's all about strength, this next workout's all about pump. Get rid of that junk volume shit in the middle. That's number one. Number two is to add warm-up sets. What the hell, man? I want to get freaking gigantically swollen, Matthew. Why am I warming up? That sounds like some pussy-ass shit. All right. Well, I hear your qualm, and let me counter with this argument here. Is that if you do a number of warm-up sets, for me, when I'm doing my triceps behind the head, building up to doing these big-ass freaking dumbbells behind my head, jerking them off up overhead, I start out with just a light dumbbell, a 50-pounder. That's light for me. When I first started out, that would have been heavy, but over time you progress like weight becomes a relative depending on where you are in your journey. So don't feel bad about yourself if your numbers aren't there yet. I'm a freaking psychomaniac, been at this for many, many, many freaking years. You can get there too if you stay as committed and obsessed with it. You start out with a light weight and you just do a few reps. You do 4 to 6 reps and you feel it out and you make sure everything feels good. And you do a rest and I do more shoulder circles and mobility and shit, and I'm checking out my shoulder, or maybe I'm massaging my pec. I'm doing things to make sure my joints feel good. And I do another warm-up set and I repeat this 6 times. What the hell? Slowly progressing the weight, working up to my working weight so that by the time I'm ready to freaking horse cock some weight, shout out to Rick Boogs, I'm primed up, my body feels good, my joints feel good, I'm not gonna get hurt, and I'm revved up. I've had time to ingest some of my pre-workout, if I'm taking pre-workout, or my like carb drink, whatever, and I've got the tunes in. I'm primed up. Where you just jump into that shit, your risk of injury is way higher, and your ability to push with psychotic, maniac level intensity is gonna be drastically reduced. You gotta edge your way up to it, so that once you get there, you can freaking bust into your workout with hot magma lava, explosive amounts of intensity and energy, okay? So you try that. If you're not doing that, it's going to because the thing that's going to kill your freaking gains at this point, if you want to get to that freaking swollen, roid-looking, lying about it, sticking it in the ass, but not telling anyone, look, then you're going to need the ability to absolutely freaking perforate yourself in your working sets. So the warm-up sets are crucial so you can stay healthy and so you can ramp up, and then that's something a lot of people don't do. And you got to think about it as like, when I'm going into this session, I'm going ape shit. I'm going nuts. So I don't just go from, oh yeah, here, I do a little cardio, I'm warm, okay, first set. No. First warm-up set, second warm-up set, third warm-up set, fourth warm-up set, you're foaming at the mouth. You want to get off the leash and freaking dive into some meat. I should not be allowed to do 2 shots of whiskey and then record myself. I feel sorry. Anybody that's watching. Why is this on the internet, man? This is valuable stuff if you're chasing the pinnacle of human existence, which is to be so freaking erect and swollen in your whole body that people's small minds can't possibly conceive that you aren't mutated with some kind of synthetically created substance. If you're with me that is the pinnacle of human achievement, then stay tuned, because now I'm going to get into point 3 of things that will help get you there. And this last point is to break all the rules, especially your current view of overtraining. Overtraining, you can't do that. Oh, you're going to overtrain. Oh, you did a few extra sets, you're going to overtrain, you're probably going to die, you're going to get small. Science says, these are the rules. You can follow these if you want to get big. Okay? There's a caveat. Keep things, I'm fucking way off. The cargo went off the rails a long time ago. We're just kind of freaking wandering around in the bush, wandering our way through the carnage of a giant freaking cargo train off the rails. That's what happens when you lube the rails with too much whiskey. She's really likely to go off the rails. I was going to say liable, and then I said likely instead. What do you think about my pumpkins, My girlfriend's just hiding pumpkins all over the house on my desk. Every day there's more freaking pumpkins. Not pumpkins, pumpkins. What do you think about my pumpkins? Oh, I'm hiding pumpkins everywhere. Oh, she's so cute. Okay. Anyways, yeah, you got to break all the rules. My current split, I'm doing day 1 is arms, day 2 is arms, day 3 is arms, day 4 is legs. All right. And you're going to say that's overtraining. You can't do that. As you get more advanced, what your body can respond to becomes more and more extreme. And I agree. If I was just starting lifting and I was, listening to some yahoo taking shots of whiskey, talking about pumpkins, telling me that overtraining is kind of silly and I just need to work, I'd be like, yeah, he's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But having lived the experience, I'm telling you that as you go and as you progress and as you're aiming for this pinnacle of human existence of freaking bulging muscularity to a, unhealthy appearing level, not necessarily, you get the point. that you got to break the rules and train more often and add more volume and do all this and be willing to just try crazy ass shit. And if you progressively build it up, your body can respond and handle it. And if you're smart about it and you combine that with the warm-up sets, you can do arms 3 days in a row. Whoa! I'm not dead. I've been doing it. I'm still alive. Whoa! Whoa! Yeah. If you just do it right off rip, sure. But whatever your training is, however often you're training, however much volume you're doing, whatever intensity you're doing, can you be like, let me just marginally level it up week by week, month by month. You extrapolate that out over years, you're going to be doing some wild ass shit like I am to carve out these top level gains that are there for you, but are just, you got to walk a path that most people don't want to walk. And I love doing it. So that's why I'm doing it, to each his own. But if you want that goal, break the rules. Don't be afraid to train more often, train more volume, train more intensity as you go progressively, paying attention to how your body responds. And the demand on you is going to be intense. It's going to make you more fatigued. You're going to be tired. You're going to need to sleep more. But that's the price you pay if you want to get that look, that we're all going after. So those are the 3 things that I think are going to help you. And within that last one, trying different shit and just constantly doing different things, changing the rest time, changing the rep range, and just not looking for one fixed answer, some freaking scientist to verify for you that this is what we saw in the study. Okay, now I have permission to do it. Just try some shit, dude, and push the envelope continuously. Be smart about it, warm up properly, and then I'm going to freaking grow today. I'm going to do some wild shit that's going to produce more growth. That should be your mindset. So that's the break the rules mentality, where there's no rules anymore. In this abandoned wasteland where the car goes off the rails, there's no goddamn rules anymore. This shit isn't necessarily being emulated and studied within. You're in the kind of psychomaniac range where you're training arms 3 goddamn days in a row, but your chest and your shoulders and your back and your freaking pipes are growing from it. All right? There's no scientific examination of a lot of the parameters anymore. You leave that behind at a certain point if you're chasing that pinnacle. I hope that helps. I don't know, man. I hope you learned something about working out, building muscle. Got these flowers too. Nice flowers. And my pumpkins. We're going to end it here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for freaking checking it out and tolerating my nonsense. If you want to do any of these arm routines that I do, I document all my arm workouts and I put them on my site and my Only Arms. Okay, so you can subscribe to either of those places. I also got a bunch of courses. Fuck Sleeves arm program, light you up. The How to Build Massive Arms program. These are video-based lessons with tons of content breaking down all the shit as I see it. And then Armzilla for the more advanced, if you want to turn yourself into a friggin' Armzilla. So all that's available. And then I've been uploading all my exact workouts. So you want to follow along, you want to do the routines that I'm doing, you can check those resources out. It will potentially help you get more jacked, or you can just keep watching and enjoying, or you can stop watching if you're getting sick of me. That's fair too. I wouldn't blame you. Jesus Christ, this guy's off the rails. Have a great day. Peace.